Hi everyone. Today we're going to study divergence of vector field. Let a vector field V equals V sub x I plus V sub y j plus V sub z k. The divergence of V is defined as div V equals gradient dot V. And we have this formula. Partial derivative of v sub x with respect to x plus partial derivative of v sub y with respect to y plus partial derivative of v sub z with respect to z. Note that the process of finding the divergence is always performed on a vector field, and the result is always a scalar field. Example 1. If v equals xyi plus 3xy squared j plus xz cubed k, find divergence of v. Take note that this is the form of the vector field. V equals v sub xi plus v sub yj plus v sub z k. This is our formula for divergence of V. Step 1. List down V sub x, V sub y, and V sub z. So the V sub x is equal to the coefficient of I, that is xy. V sub y is equal to coefficient of j, and that is 3xy squared. Then V sub z, coefficient of k. We write here x z cubed. Step 2. Evaluate the partial derivatives respectively. Let's begin with the partial derivative of v sub x with respect to x, that is equal to y. Then partial derivative of v sub y with respect to y, and that is equal to 6xy. Then partial derivative of v sub z with respect to z, and we have this 3xz squared. Step 3. Substitute the values. So divergence of v equals y plus 6xy plus 3xz squared. This is the final answer. Let's define solenoidal vector field. A vector field V is said to be solenoidal if divergence of V is 0. Thus, div V equals gradient dot V. This is equal to 0. Now example 2. Show that the vector field V equals x times the quantity y minus z, then I, plus y times the quantity z minus x, then j, plus z times the quantity x minus y, then k, is solenoidal. So what we're going to do here is to show that the grad dot v equals 0, which means we're going to show that the divergence of v, and is equal to this formula with partial derivatives, is equal to 0. So step 1, we list down v sub x, v sub y, and v sub z. We start with v sub x, v sub y, the v sub z. Step 2, let us evaluate the corresponding partial derivatives. Let's begin with the partial derivative of v sub x with respect to x, that is equal to y minus z. Then, partial derivative of v sub y with respect to y, it is equal to z minus x. then partial derivative of v sub z with respect to z, which is equal to x minus y. Step 3, let us substitute the values. So the div v is equal to y minus z plus the quantity z minus x plus the quantity x minus y. If we remove the grouping symbol and combine similar terms, the y here minus y will be 0. Negative z plus z is 0. Negative x plus x is 0, which means divergence of v equals 0. And we write, since div of v equals 0, the vector field is solenoidal. Remember, if empty set is a scalar field, then gradient dot grad of empty set equals 0. Or we write gradient square of empty set equals 0. I hope you learned something from this video. See you again next time.